QXTV to you on YouTube has been a real labor of love, but we're going to ask one little favor, that you click on the like option below and the subscribe option below. That's right, like us and subscribe to us. And if you want to know every time we load up a video, you can click on the notification bell and that will let you know every time we load up a video. But if you don't want to necessarily know every time we load up a video, you just want to like us and subscribe to us, just click on those options below so that we can continue bringing you this channel for years to come. Thank you for watching QXT. Hello and welcome to this edition of Caribbean House Talk. And Caribbean House Talk, we always aim to bring you the issues from funny to curious and even tearfully serious. We do what we call edutainment, which we entertain while educating. We agree, ladies? You agree that that's what we do? We edutain, right? That's our catchphrase, we edutain. So, hi ladies, y'all look quite festive and stylish and ready to roll?
Yes.
Alright, we're ready to roll. Alright, so we always start off our spicy dish segment, start off our show with the spicy dish segment. So today we're going to start with Lady H. We're going to have her pick out a spicy dish item. And then we discuss whatever came out of that spicy dish. Now, sometimes the topics that we might cover may not be appropriate for small children. I'm not sure what's in the dish, so just be aware that that particular section of the show is not always appropriate for small children. Okay.
Okay, let's go. Does a relationship work if the spouse does not support the other's career growth?
I think we covered that somewhat before in another show, but I think it's something that you can't say enough on. So
I say no, it's not going to work. Unless if the woman decides to give up her career.
And why should she?
And I don't agree she should, but if that's her decision, fine. But I mean, I think as a man, I'd always be worried about, is she going to hate me down the line? You know? But I don't think a person should have to give up their career if they don't want to. So no.
I absolutely agree that you should not have to give up your, I don't, first, you shouldn't have to give it up, but I also don't think you should be with someone. You're looking at somebody, trust me, I can tell you, that is a destroyer. When you are an ambitious person and you're with someone who is not supporting you, but they're instead, taking jabs at you, trying to cut you down, criticizing what you do. Non-supportive type of attitude. That's never going to be a healthy thing.
You have to remember the male ego.
I have ego too. I've been told by some men I have a lot of ego.
I know. If a man is not working enough, working as much as the wife, sometimes it affects the relationship, depending on that person. So that creates a lot of problem in relationships. The man is, and the woman is, and sometimes us women, we flaunt things too. I've seen that, you throw it in the man's face or whatever. So it's a lot of things to it to make it not work. But
well, in my case, I wasn't throwing it in anybody's face. I was actually, if I find, shrinking myself just to make this person happy. And you realize you can't make that person happy.
Right. It depends on the relationship you have with that person, because I think he should be, or he or she should be pushing you on. Okay, go, if that's what you like to do, go do it. Have a good time doing it and all that. But human.
But suppose in the beginning, when everything was good, both people working and doing what they want to do, and then one person lost a job, or one person get to a point where he can't do what he was doing anymore, he or she, and then this other partner is flourishing and it will have a little strain, but then that relationship has been in the making for so long. What would you do in that case though? What would you do? But at the same time, you have to really work on your relationship, career or not. The relationship comes first and your career come after. But I think that you should support each other. If you have a career problem, just support that. It shouldn't be really a career. It shouldn't be. Love is love, and regardless, you would love that person whether they're doing good or bad. But in lieu of the question that you're asking, if it's something new, don't start it. Just leave it alone. Meaning, I see everybody's waiting for a reaction. Meaning that if you have this budding career and you have a new relationship just starting out, and this person doesn't support you, do not push to have a relationship with someone who don't support you. Don't let the relationship grow in anyway. Just leave it alone. Let it go and move on to your, just move on.
I would tell any woman who as soon as you detect something like that, don't overreact, and you might misunderstand. But as soon as you know, well, listen, this dude is not supportive of me. He is all about, I have to minimize myself to make him look good. Run like hell, like the devil is after you. That's what I'll tell you. Run like hell, because before you know
if
it,
you recognize it, most women don't.
Right.
They get so caught up in love and pleasing this man or whatever that they don't see how they're being torn down. So.
And some of the most abusive, emotionally abusive men are men who are quite generous. That's what they use as the hook to kind of hook you, or attentive. But read between the lines. It's not just about what gifts he gave you or how much you rub your feet. You can rub my feet and turn around and punch me in my face. That doesn't do any good for me. But a lot of women get sucked in with these things. Oh, he cooks for me. Oh, he rubs my feet. Oh, he does this. Oh, he does that. Or he bought me a brand new,
Tesla.
Huh?
Tesla.
Maybe it's not that brand. Oh, I don't know about that. He brought me. He just brought me a nice necklace, and they get caught up in that and don't look at the other stuff. Those things can be used to control you too. So I say, if you recognize that someone is, take your time before you start calling somebody your boyfriend or girlfriend. Take your time, and watch properly for the things you need to watch for, so that you don't get sucked into something because you love the little flash of it all, but then you get in there and
Yeah, that's true. You see, in my household, we had 2 very active, lucrative jobs going. I mean, I was doing so well, and my husband did very well, and we both right now doing different things, and I'm in a different field from what I was in, and my husband is now retired, and what I'm doing, it sometimes, honestly, it takes a toll on us, but it's what I choose to do, and he support that. Sometimes he jump in by go and pick up stuff for me. He goes, anything I want, I just ask him, and he will do it. I just have to ask, and he'll do it.
I've seen you guys at a fashion show, and he's there taking pictures. He's there making sure this, supportive.
Yeah, he is. He is very, very supportive. And I think too that he's doing it for his, just to get something to do, because
busy,
honestly,
right.
He has almost nothing to do if I don't engage him. So. But he have I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah,
take that back. I take that back.
That man is always doing gardening, this, that.
He's very busy. He finds things to do. And he likes to help, and he has a very good heart. One thing I can say about him, honestly, is he has a very, very good heart, and he's the kind of person that you can ask for a favor and don't even worry. He will. If he can, he will do it. Yeah. So that's my take on my husband and what we do.
Okay, we're gonna move to the next topic. Next spicy dish item, wise.
Okay, ladies, here we go. Everyone, are you ready? Is it ever okay to peek at your partner's phone?
Hell yes.
God, I don't have time for that. I really don't. I don't.
I'm not gonna go just to peek like, oh my God, let me see if he's cheating. But he may have something on his phone that's interesting me, and he's watching a video or something, or I'm not gonna go looking
That's not
for phone number.
That's not peeking.
Okay. So he's on his phone. I'm sitting next to him. I have to keep my head like that and can't look. I repeat it.
That's not what the question
as you're being
is.
sneaky. You want to look.
Yeah,
you think something's
when
going
the man
on.
turns his back, or the person turns their back, you go look.
You go in the phone.
You know what? Okay, so I get what I get what you're saying. But here's the thing. There was a time that I would do that. Oh yes. I tell you, I have caught my ex-husbands in some situation that they never saw coming. okay, by peaking. But at this age that I'm at, I ain't doing that nonsense.
Maturity.
Yeah, I don't do it. I honestly don't.
I don't
My
want
husband
to know.
answers my phone. If my phone is ringing and I'm I said, could you get that? Or he's gonna pick it up and say, oh, just call you. You know, he answers my phone,
Right.
and I don't have anything to hide from him. I don't think he has
Because
anything to hide from me.
because
I really don't.
anytime you
Get
find
involved
yourself
in
doing
stuff like
that, though, anytime you find yourself doing that,
There's no
you are in
trust.
something there that you shouldn't be in.
That's right.
That's what I learned. When you find yourself
Right.
going to peek at his phone or peek at her phone, you shouldn't even be in that relationship because there's no trust there.
There's no
But I
trust.
would be lying if I didn't say that there was a time that I was a major peeker.
I know. I'm not even getting involved in that because it never crossed my mind to say peak.
I don't
because
want to know.
I know.
Listen.
Even if something, if say like I have a relationship where I didn't trust my husband, he would know I don't trust him because I will tell him upfront and straight. I wouldn't even have to go on the phone because I would be. My mind is a mind that you don't even want to raise anything into.
Suspicious,
Because
yeah.
I have a very creative way of thinking things and put it. I will just throw things there and look for reaction and see how he reacts, and I will know something is happening. But oh God, no, not mine. No.
No, I'm younger Trish. Younger Trish.
Maturity has set in.
Oh hell yes.
That's a
Younger
good thing,
Trish.
though.
Let me
That's a
tell,
good
and
thing.
that's a peace
It's
of
healthy.
mind that comes with me being to a place where I don't need to do that. Oh, I'm
You
not
know.
going to be with you. But let me tell you something. I ain't gonna say which one of my ex. But y'all
They
know
know.
I always have my little story.
They know.
They know, but I don't necessarily want the world to know. But one of my ex, he was always under the computer all day, all night. Now, one day, I swear to God, I didn't go to peek, but I was passing by where he was sitting in the hallway on the computer. I had to pass to go to the children's bedroom, and he must have gone to the bathroom. So he stupid enough to leave this stuff up.
Because you're not going to pass.
And when I saw, my eyes caught something on there, I said, I don't think it's legal for me to say what I did, but let's just say I was able to go into his account and see everything. Who was sending him pornographic stuff? Who was telling him that they're about to break up with their boyfriend? And I'm talking exes of his. Okay.
Well, how did
So
you
I-
feel? How did you
Well,
feel
I don't think
after
the marriage was
looking?
ever the best. Well, first of all, I put myself through more stress than I needed to.
That's what I'm saying.
And I can't say, I have a kid with this person, so I can't say I regret my child. So I think we were brought together for that reason, so I'm not going to regret that. But clearly I was with somebody that probably should have just had that child and not got married to.
Yeah.
But I didn't do it because I was there just snooping.
Yeah.
And I'm not the one that gonna take your phone looking at it and go, but I mean, phone, computer, whatever. But it caught my suspicion. And I think the marriage was never the same after that. It just went downhill slowly. Because you start to realize, first of all, it's not the kind of person that I thought would be doing stuff like that. And what part of you thought it was okay to have women sending you these things? Women from your past. And I couldn't lie on him to say that I saw him responding to them when I did my investigations. He wasn't responding to them like in a way that says encourage, but the very fact you're responding and they're sending these things to you and you continue to have, And then what I found out too was that his family were the ones that hooked him up. He moved here. His family hooked him up with these exes who were trying to get in touch with him. I felt that was a disrespect to my marriage as well. And after that, it was like, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. And if I did the same thing to you, you have a right not to trust me. So the old me would have, if I saw something that caught my attention, yes, I was going to be all in it. Oh, hell yes, I'm going to try to get in there and see whatever. The new me, I'm too old and too damn grown to say I'm going in any man's purse to go look. I never did that with the purse. To go on their phone, to go check in their account to see who is whatever. If you gotta even go there mentally, you don't need to be with that
don't need
person.
to be there.
What I used to do is, I'm a praying person.
Mm-hmm.
And
You prayed it away?
No, I prayed it into my life. I asked for discernment. Every time I would ask for discernment. Lord, you gotta show me. And he showed me. He showed me that I could document it.
That's something that happens too. Yeah. Like
It
something will
showed-
happen to them
somehow,
person to expose
it
themselves.
all, I remember my ex, he had this white lady in his life, right? So he
What is married to you?
no, my children's father.
I'm saying, but during his marriage, he was
Yes,
cheating?
during his
Okay.
marriage he was cheating, but I could not prove it, right? So I would get on my knees and I said, God, you got to show me. I need one more sign, because I saw different red flags, and I was just happened to be home one day. That's so funny. I could cry now. And we both had two cars. We had two cars in the family. So his car, he came back. The baby, Brandon, he was a baby. So I said, I had to go to the doctor. So could you take Brandon over, the kids over to your mom and have her just keep them just for a few hours? And of course he did that. And he came back pretty late with them, and I'm saying, this isn't right. We have to get ready to go to drop them off the next morning. I have to wake up at 5 every morning to do whatever. So anyway, I'm in the house and I needed something from his car, and I had to go. He didn't realize that what he had done already was there. I mean, it was there. He went to the beach with his lady. The bikini was right in the wet bikini.
She
was
left
in
it
the
there.
back of
She
the
wanted
car.
you to find that, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but that was a discernment for me because
Right.
having seen the red flags that was leading up to that, this one just showed me that, wow,
Right.
he lied. Oh, but the evidence was right there. Her bikini was in the thing. So guess what I did? I just took the bikini out. I took the bikini out and put it in a plastic bag, and I held it because that was evidence. So that for me was discernment.
Mm-hmm.
God showing me, well, okay,
This
all
what
these
he's up
things
to,
were
yeah.
were
And you're not crazy.
and I'm not crazy.
Exactly.
And the kid came back. The time of night that he picked up these kids, it meant that no father would do something like that, knowing that when the kid came back, the diaper was so wet. All those things that just went against my grain. And then that's when I started developing that thing. Okay, it's pretty soon to leave this relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So for me, it's more discernment. I don't go peeking because I want to know. Most times I don't want to know,
Right.
but God shows me.
Mm-hmm.
He showed me a lot. So that's me and my thinking.
That's so true, though. What you said is powerful.
Yeah.
And that sometimes when we think, because they'll be the first one to tell you you're crazy. And someday you start
That's what
believing
I'm
you're
saying.
crazy.
That's
So
what
it
I'm
is
saying.
good. I mean, you said something which is powerful there, that you pray.
I
Discernment.
pray. I pray for discernment. And I do that all my life. Even with the friends that I have,
Mm-hmm.
and I see little things, I pray about it.
To expose themselves, yeah.
So I know, so that's my protection.
Mm-hmm.
Really, that's my protection.
Mm-hmm.
I pray.
I
Yep.
hear you.
Pray.
All right.
Well,
Oh, I get the last one.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay, here we go. Alrighty. Okay, so. If you are terminally ill, do you want to know?
It's a serious one. It's not anything flip or funny. If you're terminally ill, would you want to know?
I would want to know.
I don't want to know.
I want to know.
I want to know, but I don't want a doctor to tell me when I'm going to die. You see, I notice that a lot.
Right.
They're telling me, oh, you're terminal, so I'm giving you a year. I don't
Yeah.
want to hear that. I want to know that I'm sick, so I can prepare mentally, physically, and every
Emotionally,
alley
everything.
alley
Every
can
alley,
think
okay.
of.
You know what?
You know,
you
I want
just
to know.
corrected me on that because you're right.
Mhm.
I want to know if I'm ill.
Yeah.
I don't want you giving me a
Don't give a
expiration
timeline.
date.
No, I don't
And
want.
I find that doctors in this country are extremely cruel in doing that.
Gosh.
extremely cruel. They love to put a timestamp on you, and God forbid you're proving them wrong. They want to find them your way. Why are you proving me wrong? Why are you not gone yet? You know, I just had a funeral.
They're not God.
Yeah, they're not God, and they love to play God. I had a funeral I just went to a couple of days ago. My son's boss babysitter, very nice young lady.
Yeah, I saw that on
Yeah.
social media.
And she apparently had stage 4 cancer. It spread to different parts of her body. I'm not gonna call her name here, but those of you who follow me on social media, you know what I'm talking about. And she went and they gave her just a few months to live. And even though she was in the very final stages, she kept hanging in there. And one day the mom, mom is really one of those mothers, she really stood by her child and was there every night. But one night, she had to help her other daughter with her son, so she couldn't be there with her that overnight. And when she came back, she noticed the child just looked so depressed. Because she kept saying, I'm not scared if I have to die. Mom, don't worry about that. I'm not scared if I have to die. But I'm going to fight. But don't worry if I don't make it, don't worry. So she made her peace. But she's giving it everything because she's the mother's hands and feet. She does everything for the mother. Good child, you know what I mean? She has, all her kids are nice, but this one lives with her. Never married, never had kids, so this is like her child that she's thinking is going to take care of her in her old age. Yeah. And it so happened that that she couldn't be there that night, and when she came in, the child was so depressed, and it wasn't like a normal person who's trying to fight this. And what she found is one of the doctors said to her, because she's a praying person, and brought her kids up in the church, and one of the doctors said to her, to the child, while the mother was not there, they didn't do it when they were there. You could pray to all the God you want, they could bring whatever, you still gonna die. Oh my gosh. Why are some of these people's doctors? Really know what the sad thing is in this country? Many doctors, not all, but sadly enough, the majority of them, in the medical profession, it looks like, because of wealth, gathering wealth. It's not because they're people persons. It's not because they care about people and want to do this good to humanity. Because why would you tell somebody that? You already told the family. Okay, it's like she didn't die in the 2 months or whatever short period they gave her. So listen, you're just wasting our time here. We need to just see what we got to get to hurry you out. I mean, that's just my feeling. That was the cruelest thing.
This morning before I came, I listened to Joel Osteen, as I do most Sunday mornings, and he said his mother was diagnosed with cancer and it was spreading 15 years ago. And 15 years ago is because his dad died 20 years ago. And he said, the doctor said, I give you a few months to live. And he pointed to his mother in the thing, and he said, that's what the doctor said, a few months. If you don't believe in God, you're going to believe, you have to believe in God when you see my mother. Wow. And that really touched my heart, I'm saying, yes, I don't want a doctor to tell me, don't tell me I have 5 minutes
an expiration
to live.
date.
Because you are not God. And that man really made me believe this morning. He said, that's my mother, and she lived, and she is cancer free.
His mom is still alive?
She's cancer free, and you want to see that woman so full of, life and vitality. She doesn't even age. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't believe in your religion, but you believe that spiritually God is there. And he said they got together as a community and they prayed for that lady, and she's still alive. So don't tell me I don't want to hear anything. Just tell me you're terminally ill.
Right. I don't like the word terminally ill. I would say tell me that I have thing and whatever stage.
No,
don't start giving me the expiration stuff. I don't even want to hear the stage. Just tell me I have and it's serious. Okay. But stop giving me that expiration date. I have a big problem with that. So,
Yeah, I mean, you could worry so much that you cause yourself to die earlier.
Yeah.
I mean,
this young lady, I think eventually she would have passed, but she might have hanging there a little bit more,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all are going to die,
yeah,
but
everybody's gonna die, and these doctors, they will die too. Their time is coming. We all have to die.
I don't know that is practiced in other parts of the world. Yeah. What doctors do that in other parts of the world. I'm not aware of that.
I think it's so wrong to do that to people. It's really wrong. It takes a really difficult toll on the family especially, and it's not right. And I don't think they understand that it could turn around on them. What goes around comes around. It does come around. Before you pass, it will come around to you. And they're gonna get something. Something is coming. And God is real. It ain't no joke. I've experienced it, and I know God is real. He is there.
I hear you. I hear you. Okay, well, we're going to take a break.
Right.
And when we come back, we're going to do a their help team section of the show. And we will be right back.
Okay.
You are watching QX TV, Cultural Experience Television. We will be right back. Visit Elias Restaurant, a unique Greek Caribbean fusion restaurant where the food is heavenly, the service divine, and the ambience mesmerizing. Enjoy bakes and saltfish, roti, jerk chicken, curry chicken, stew fish, oxtail, curry goat, stew turkey, pea soup, culprit soup, sorrel beer, ginger beer, Slovaki dinners, clubhouse sandwiches, and so much more. Visit Elias Restaurant, located at 3310 Q Street in Toronto, Canada. Bringing QX TV to you on YouTube has been a real labor of love, but we're going to ask one little favor, that you click on the like option below and the subscribe option below. That's right, like us and subscribe to us. And if you want to know every time we load up a video, you can click on the notification bell, and that will let you know every time we load up a video. But if you don't want to necessarily know every time we load up a video, you just want to like us and subscribe to us, just click on those options below so that we can continue bringing you this channel for years to come. Thank you for watching QXT. You are watching Caribbean House Talk. Okay, welcome back to Caribbean House Talk, and we're about to move into the Dear Help Team segment of the show. So, Dear Help Team, how would you react to someone who shouts at you for no reason?
Oh, no.
I know what you all are laughing about, and it ain't for no reason.
You talked about mental illness, so I feel that person is mentally ill to shout at me for no reason.
Okay.
But I'll stop that.
You got the
I'll stop you. Stop. Listen, stop. That's how I react to them.
I go no.
No, I
You shut out? You shut down?
Yeah, because I would get into a phase of shock to find that you are shouting for no reason. And it will get me like, really? And I'll go numb. I'll really go numb. But then within a couple of seconds, minutes, it's going to hit me and I'm coming right back at you.
They're laughing.
I'd have to tell you about that because I don't like anybody yelling at me or screaming at me for no reason. That's very disrespectful. So I'd have to let the person know whether it's at that moment or a little bit later, but you will find out.
They're laughing because just before we came back from the last break, I had to yell at one of our crew people who, well, I'm not going to say why, but but that was for good reason. Sometimes you got to scream.
I shut down. I really do.
Well, you know what? I'm a screamer. So if you yell at me, I'm going to shout you right back down. And I don't know that that's a wise thing. But if you yell at me, I'm not the one that just sit there and shut down. Everybody's different. And I'm not the one that would just kindly, softly tell you. That's where I get like a sailor, where I start across. And I don't know that that's wise. But I'm just being true. That's how. And you all who know my personality know I would scream the hell right back at you.
I stop you right then and there. Don't yell at me.
Yeah, it's disrespectful.
I just stop you there.
Who do you think you're talking to?
I don't know if it's raising your voice or yelling, but to me it's the same thing. Don't please. I can't converse with you if you yell, and the person realizes and they have to cut down. Because
I can't react. I go into a phase of like shock, surprise, kind of, and I'm like, really? And at one point you're going to stop because you're not getting the reaction from me, but then when you stop, it's going to go in and then it's going to come right back out, and then we will have it out. We will have it out because I get mad. At that time I'm mad because when you're shouting at someone for no reason, that person's in a calm state. well, I might have been in a calm state, and it can take a while to hit me that you're really shouting and being disrespectful or rude or whatever way, and then that's me. That's it. That's for me.
I'm just a
surprised.
person that, like I said, I'm a screamer. So if you're gonna yell at me, I'm gonna scream to hell back at you. I'm just not that person. That I wish I could. I wish I could back up and just say, stay calm and shut down a little bit, or not so much shut down, but like softly speak to you and reason with. I'm just not that type. I'll ask you, who you think you're talking to? You know?
And I think it's who's doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
I think if it's your boss or whatever, you are going to be a lot calmer, and you know you're going to let them know. I mean, I've had a situation like that with a boss, and I had to tell them, listen, don't talk to me like that. I don't talk to anyone like that. I don't scream at people, and you respect me the way I respect you. You know, if it's a friend, I may react a little bit differently, and anger might come right out first. You know, but
I remember I was on a job where my boss there was something going on, and she felt that she needed to voice how she felt about what was happening. But she did it in front of my direct reports. And you're right, it depends on who it is, because the boss, you're not going to scream. My husband, my kids, I probably would scream. Family member. But yeah, I didn't scream. But as soon as she got back in her office, I sent her an email. Can I come to see you? And I closed that door, and I let her know I will not be spoken to in that manner, and especially not in front of my direct reports, because when you do that, you're giving them the signal they can disrespect me.
that's right.
You could have said the same thing to me behind closed doors or in an email, but you don't come in front of my direct reports. So I let him know, but of course I'm not going to yell and scream and use, that type of language, because this is your boss. But I definitely am somebody who I speak up. I don't let things like that slide. All right, we're gonna move right into the holistic health, the health section of our show. And again, we always say this. Let me put this out there: we are not doctors. We are not any people. None of us are in the medical field. When we give you a holistic thing to do in terms of something that we think could help you, we are doing it so that, let's say you're not somebody who have serious health issues. Maybe this is something you incorporate and enhances your health. But we are not one that's going to tell you, okay, that you should be foregoing the advice of your doctors and listen to what we're saying as an alternative. No. And certain things that you do, you should consult with your doctor anyway, right?
Yeah.
And say, listen, I'm thinking about using, what do you think, right? So we're going to cover first I'm going to do something on strokes, and then I'm going to talk about holistic health. Two things that I think are big in terms of helping us holistically. Signs of a stroke. Now that's a lot of young people, not just older people, are dying from strokes, and this is something that I think we could help by just knowing certain information. These are some of the signs, the 10 or 11, I don't remember. 10 signs that I'm going to give you. There might be others, but these are some of them. And bear in mind that some signs are different for men than they are for women. Weakness in the face, arms or legs, that's one. Trouble walking or sudden loss of balance, like all of a sudden you're walking and you lose your balance. Blurred speech, sudden loss of vision, severe diarrhea, dizziness, so that's sudden loss of vision, dizziness, forget the diarrhea part, severe headache, fatigue. Obviously, we all get fatigue. Sometimes we're tired, we work hard, we didn't get enough sleep, whatever, but just for no apparent reason, you just feel fatigued. Loss of swallowing reflex, like not being able to swallow your food properly. Now that I didn't know. Loss of sensation in areas of the skin, and heart palpitations. I didn't know that one either. So I'm going to quickly call them again. Weakness in the arms, face or legs, trouble walking or sudden loss of balance, blurred speech, sudden loss of vision, dizziness, severe headache, fatigue, loss of swallowing reflex, loss of sensation in areas of the skin, and heart palpitations. So if you're suffering from any of those things or experiencing any of those things, you want to go see a doctor quickly, really quickly. Okay? All right, so I'm also going to cover the holistic health, some of the holistic health here, 2 things. I can't wait for you to get back after your surgery to get your eyesight back to the point where you can do this, because I can't do it justice. She always does research.
I think you're doing it just.
She always did
because you summarize it.
She always does research for our show for holistic health and for different topics, whether it's medical or otherwise legal or otherwise, and I cannot do it justice. I just do a kind of fast food version. But I have 2 things that I'm going to cover. Benefits of honey is one, and the other is benefits of green tea. Some of the benefits of honey is it's good for allergies. It could boost your energy. That makes sense.
Yeah, sweet.
It aids in intellectual development, allegedly. It could fight. You could use it to fight coughs. It's reported to be a great sleep aid. It can overall, they say, balance the body. It can control blood sugar. Now that one I'm surprised with, because I recognize it wouldn't have the same glycemic index as sugar, but I wouldn't think that would control blood sugar.
Honey comes in different forms.
Well, a lot of what we think is honey is not honey.
Honey that we buy on the supermarket.
Right.
That's not the honey that they're
Right.
talking
Like
about.
something you get in a health food store that's real honey.
Yeah, the real honey.
And I could tell you something I learned years ago, that it could be good for allergies, but it has to be not only the real honey, but native honey. So wherever you're from, you get some natural honey from somewhere in that region, and it helps with allergies. Because I guess it has components. It's like, okay, in the Caribbean, what did they tell you when your child has asthma? There are 2 things they used to tell you. You can take one little gecko, the little lizard, and they'll boil it and they give it to drink. Well, Lord, I ain't doing that. I ain't drinking that. But another thing they used to do is say, sometime when your children come to the Caribbean, and the American children are English children, and they bring them home for vacation, they start breaking out on their skin. They're having some kind of allergic reaction. Yeah. Have some kind of allergic reaction. And what our foreparents would say in the Caribbean is, you take some sand from England, America, where you're from. You bring it and you take some sand from the country that you're in, and you boil it together, let it settle, and give the children to drink. You're bringing both the components, where they're from or where they're now.
Sand?
Yes, sand. Sand.
Never heard that.
Oh yeah, they always say that. And then the children will not have that breakout. No, I've never done it, so I don't know.
You mean sand from the beach or sand from your
sand,
backyard?
sand from your backyard. Just make sure you ain't got nothing dirty there. But I mean, sand is
Oh,
dirty.
you kind of stuff that no.
They say a little bit of dirt, but remember, you're boiling it. And a little bit of sand from where they're coming from, and you boil it together, and it's supposedly.
You know how much stuff
Why you guys drink it? Why can't you just put it on your body?
Because it needs to go into your digestive system, you're saying.
Yeah, so much stuff those landscapers put on your lawn and in your
Well,
yard.
you're talking here in America.
But
in the Caribbean.
No, but it's coming from
that mix it.
No, I don't think I would do that. But what
Again,
I know people would do, there is back home when my sisters used to bring their children home. My sister, well, 1 or 2 times that happened, but my mother, she would boil like bush from different. She knows her bush. And she would boil that and just bathe them 1 time, and that's it. Clean, nothing happens.
Okay.
That's it.
I think it's similar. Because
Yeah.
you're taking something that has the elements from where they are and kind of introducing.
Honey, I'm a defect a little bit. I just bought my kit to make honey wine, so I'm going to be making honey wine.
Oh,
Yes.
you better save us a
It's
bottle.
called mead.
Oh dear.
I've been researching it, and I just got my kit from Amazon, and I'm going to be doing honey wine.
Oh, darn.
So ladies, you're going to be drinking honey wine pretty soon.
Oh,
But it takes a while to.
You heard it here, people. Honey wine. It's
it
called
has no sulfites.
mead. You said.
It's called mead, MEADE, and you know, the honey, it has no sulfides, like the regular wine that you buy that has all these, you know, chemicals.
This is more
So I decided, I used to sell honey wine at one point, so I am going to make my own
Honey wine.
So
Wow.
when you don't see me, don't call me. I'm in the basement making
Making honey wine.
all right.
You know, another thing with honey, it's an antibacterial agent,
Yes.
and it aids digestion, and it creates healthy skin.
Oh yes.
Yeah, because they
You know
would
that.
usually mix it to make a mash, like a mask
The-
for the face.
For the face,
Sticky
I do
stuff. I
that.
can't imagine sticky
Yeah.
out.
I do
facial
that.
mask.
Yeah, the facial mask with some baking soda. And honey.
Mm.
You just put it on.
I'm gonna listen to
Because
it. Honey, you have the most beautiful
honey
skin.
is a tightener. You know, it tightens the skin and it releases something from the pores. But again, not just any honey.
It's
Yeah,
it's
to get
organic honey.
organic
yeah,
honey.
yeah. You really gotta be careful because when they're turning out, they would call it honey coming from China and all these other places. Trust me, it has very little honey in there. You don't wanna.
Yeah.
If you're gonna try holistic stuff, go organic. Don't try stuff in the store.
Yeah.
In the not saying in the store, but don't try stuff that is just out there. You don't even know really what's in it. You know, you can buy from the store, but make sure it's a store that has this stuff that will do you the maximum good. Not, and again, we are not doctors, so we're not telling you to forego. This is not meant as any alternative to your medical regimen.
Yeah, honey is also soothing for the throat.
Yeah, that's true.
Sore throat. So put some honey on a teaspoon. You can do it just with the honey and drink it. I mean, not drink it, but eat it. Or you can drop a little bit of lemon juice on top of it and take it.
A little rum too.
Ooh, yeah. Love that.
All right. So now we're going to cover the next one. We're going to cover is benefits of green tea.
Oh,
Green
yes.
tea. That's another powerful
Oh,
one.
yes.
It is believed to lower the risk of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
It is believed to improve brain function. It is believed to increase fat burning and improve physical performance. Lower the risk of Alzheimer's. Kills bacteria, so I guess it's antibacterial. Lowers risk of type 2 diabetes. Reduces risk of cardiovascular disease. Helps with weight loss, that I know.
Yeah, it's in my diet. Yeah.
Improves overall health and may help you live longer. Because you know, if your health is improved because of whatever you're doing,
Yeah.
you're likely to live longer.
But again, it has to be good green tea. Because there's a lot of commercials.
Yeah,
A lot of them
tea
out there that are
now.
not, you know, up to
Yeah.
standard. So you have to really, oolong is a very good green tea. Very good. And it helps with your weight. It's in my diet. So I drink a lot of green tea. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it shows on you, though.
Thank you.
have beautiful skin. You look
Beautiful, absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. So we're going to take a break. That's our holistic health tip for today. And when we come back, we're going to talk about items in the news.
All right.
You are watching QX TV, Cultural Experience Television. We will be right back. Visit Elias Restaurant, a unique Greek Caribbean fusion restaurant where the food is heavenly, the service divine, and the ambience mesmerizing. Enjoy bakes and saltfish, roti, jerk chicken, curry chicken, stew fish, oxtail, curry goat, stew turkey, pea soup, cow soup, sorrel beer, ginger beer, Slovaki dinners, clubhouse sandwiches, and so much more. Visit Elias Restaurant, located at 3310 King Street in Toronto, Canada. Bringing QX TV to you on YouTube has been a real labor of love, but we're going to ask one little favor, that you click on the like option below and the subscribe option below. That's right, like us and subscribe to us. And if you want to know every time we load up a video, you can click on the notification bell and that will let you know every time we load up a video. But if you don't want to necessarily know every time we load up a video, you just want to like us and subscribe to us, just click on those options below so that we can continue bringing you this channel for years to come. Thank you for watching QXT. You are watching Caribbean House Talk. Okay, welcome back to Caribbean House Talk. And we're going to cover items in the news. And this one is all over the media. R. Kelly. Oh, Lord. What say you people? I don't even know the
That's
start of
another
this one.
person who has mental illness and needs work.
But he's listen, he has the with it, the wherewithal, I should say,
Yeah.
to make money. He's not some raving lunatic that he doesn't know he needs help. Okay, so I'm not even giving this guy an easy pass out of this, because how many years your name been in this stuff? If you're sensible, why you even have these young girls around you to even have your name still be calling in this mess?
Mm-hmm.
You beat those charges before, but this just goes to show you that you're right, this is a mental illness, because
It
for
is.
somebody but I'm not saying it meaning he gets an easy pass from this, but it really goes to show how when they have these kind of illnesses, this pedophilia type of thing, you can't talk it away, you can't wish it away, you can't litigate it away, because even though he know that they're watching him, he's still going out there and I mean, we still gotta wait until the law does its thing, but there's a lot of smoke, and there have to be some fire there somewhere.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of smoke. I don't know. I feel so mixed with it, with the smoke, you know.
I have no mixture
Because
with it, because
the,
I have kids.
the some of these parents,
Oh, but that's another
where
thing.
are they? I mean, you're gonna send your kid over to someone who is quote unquote a pedophile, or who you think is
Who's
a
been all
pedophile.
over the news being
Because he
accused.
has money.
Right.
And you know
You
the
understand, and
allegations
you know, yeah.
of what
So,
happened.
and he said it too. Where are these? Why are the parents coming at me when they gave their children to me? You
They
know,
want to
so-
connect, some of these parents.
Yeah.
Some of these parents should be ashamed of themselves. That's another component to it that they should be ashamed of themselves. And some of these girls have a father in the picture.
Yeah.
Now, my ex-husbands and I, if some man or somebody was trying to do something to our children, we're going to, listen, it's hard. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And especially I'm expecting them dads to be out with it. How is some man going to have your little girl and you're okay with him having your little girl living in your house? I think some of
Dollar
these
signs,
parents,
that's why.
you have the exception to the rule, and some of them are truly, kids got roped in there and they were at that age where they couldn't really, even though they're young, they couldn't they're legally at age where they could make the decision.
Yeah.
But for the ones who these kids were underage and you took your little kids and sent them to this pedophile's house, this accused pedophile, you are just as bad as he is.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Because they're thinking about, those parents are thinking to me, they're thinking about the money, the fame. He can do, make my kid a star. But my thing, and then they say, oh, but those allegations he went through court, some years ago, and it proved wrong, and he's not like that. I always have a question in my mind, in my head. Did this man do it? What he said, what's accused of him? Is he a pedophile? I would never throw my daughter out to this man. Never. Not for money, not for fame, not for fortune. Because anybody, a parent in their right mind, should always think, he was accused of it once before. What if it happens again?
Exactly. And especially the fact that he was accused of it and he still have all these young girls around him. Wouldn't that tell you that he's not out there? Because a man who's being cared, and I said the same to Michael Jackson. I think he was a weirdo. I don't know that I would say Michael molested those children.
Yeah, I don't think he
But here's what I say, he used bad judgment, because once they've been accusing you of it, you shouldn't have been nowhere near a child, except your immediate family members. So he used some bad judgment. This dude, there's just a lot of smoke there to tell me there's not some fire. That's just my opinion. I think there's some fire there. I think those parents need to be ashamed of themselves.
Absolutely.
Some of the parents. There's some of them who truly...
Some of them,
yeah.
yes.
They need to be ashamed of themselves. This was
Some
about
of
a payday, about their kids getting fame, and you're going to put your kid in the hands of somebody who's accused in the past, whether or not he was proven guilty. And the sad thing is, this guy has children. He has children. And did you see those two young girls that spoke on his behalf?
Yeah.
When one of them started talking, one of them started talking, the other one, yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. That sounds kind of coachish to me.
Yeah. Like they're brainwashed.
I am up in arms with this one because honestly, I don't see my daughter leaving my house, whether she's 18 or younger or older. I can see them leaving that house, leaving my house to go and live in another state sometimes with someone they don't even know, all because they want to have a music career. I think this guy's gonna help me. How much kids he can he help? You know, I just don't get it. And the ones that are underage shouldn't even be going anywhere near these kind of things. Finish school. Stay in school. If school is not for you when you finish school and you don't want to go to college and you want to pursue something else, then do it with some kind of guidance, but not going. You
To
can't
live
do
in
that.
somebody's
I mean, the tail was wagging the dog all along, and I find in some people they want to give the children everything that they think they want, that they ask for, and they want to give them the opportunity to say, go and pursue this, go and pursue that. Finish high school first.
They
Finish
can do
school.
what they want, but
Do what
you gotta
want.
guide them.
In here, guide them in the
Yes.
right way. These people bring the child to
This
this
man.
one.
Yes, let
They
it go.
brought the child
Why
there.
aren't you the guardian
Have
to
them
be
in
with your
hotel
child?
room. You in one
I know-
room. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
and
just
I
not.
know sometimes the parents can't afford it, they have to work or whatever, but if I can't be with my kid, and I don't care whether it's R. Kelly or anybody else, I have an underage child. If I can't be with them, or a family member can't be with them, then they don't go.
They don't go.
That's
they don't
it.
Go. And
I'm
on
not
the
letting
age
no young
child
kid go off on
stay
their own. No.
in I range. Stay there. You're not
Mhm.
gonna leave your underage daughter knowing what's going on out there in the presence of strangers and you. No. And that's where it broke down for me, because I think he's right when he said they brought them to him. They did bring them there, and they don't.
And
like
they
the
left
outcome.
them.
Yeah, they left them there, and then
You know?
it's just too much. It's just too much, and
The
It is what
parents
it
are in
is,
denial. I
but-
don't know, but
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't get it at all.
I don't get it at all.
And you know, these kids are like runaway trains. They don't always know what's good for them.
They don't. I
Um,
think they do.
We have to be the one that's guide them. I have a son who he's in basketball. He's in lacrosse. The lacrosse thing, they usually they have a bus to take them, or they have to go to play sports. They play their sport and they come back home, like somewhere in the area, either locally or somewhere close by. Okay, I don't have a problem with that. He's 15 and a half, 6'2". He's going with his colleagues, and I know I raised my child. He knows certain things. However, the basketball, that's a little different animal. They want to take them out of the area, out of state sometime to play. You know who's going to be there?
Of course.
You know who's going to be there?
Oh,
There
yeah.
is no way in hell
You're following the
my
bus.
JoJo is getting on no bus or no plane with no coach.
Mm-mm.
Okay? This mama is
following
heading
the bus.
right there on that bus or that thing, get a hotel room, see your little, you're a little behind right there. I can give you time with your friends and all of that, but I'm going to be right there. You understand me? I'm going to be right there because ain't nobody going to
Gotta
be in the
protect
George and you
children.
and stuff. You got to protect them. They are
You
like
gotta
runaway
protect
trains. They
children.
don't know what's good for them. They don't have that judgment yet. Our children are like runaway trains. We got to be able to protect them. We can't just
Absolutely.
leave them out there for people
Yeah.
who come with their with stars in their eyes trying to dazzle us. You know, we got to be able to say, that's nice if he makes it in basketball. That's nice if he get a scholarship for lacrosse. But I'm gonna make sure that I'm there to guide him.
Yeah.
So we gotta stop this stuff, getting stars in our eyes and getting all carried away because of, this person's gonna make you a star. I remember my daughter when she was younger, she had done like a little extra role in a movie. She was one of the extras in this movie called Raising Forrester. And of course she got stars in her eyes and she could sing. She has a good voice. And we started her getting lessons with this guy who's coached a lot of stars. Harry Belafonte. He coached a lot of stars in the industries. And she was doing voice lessons and she even did a recital. But I had the sense to realize that she was getting a little too starry-eyed and not focusing on school, and she was an honor student, and she remained an honor student, but I had to put a stop to that and say, listen, after you're done with your education, and you want to go down this path, you can go down this path. But I'm not going to have you go off track and want to be up, with this guy practicing and performing and getting all starry-eyed. No, because they're young and they don't know any better. And that's the bottom line.
I mean, until a child is 18, they are under parent supervision, and we as parents are responsible for what happens to them. So, I mean, a responsible parent, you don't just go and give your child to an accused pedophile.
Exactly. I don't care what kind of starry-eyed thing what kind of stars he's putting in your eyes. Because there's a price to pay there, and that's your child's innocence. Well, we're coming to the end of this edition of Caribbean House Talk. And I just want to, this one touches me really hard as a parent, watching. I think I did something on it. I have a show called What's on My Mind. I did something on it about protecting our children, and so this one touches me very, very hard in terms of, as a mother, you seeing these parents out there being so irresponsible. You know what I mean? And I just want to say, for those of you who are listening, don't trust anybody with your children. Oh my God, don't. Listen, my little girl, when she was little, her uncle came over from Canada, and he put on his lap just to sit. My ex-brother-in-law, he's a decent young man, but I told him, don't do that. I said, don't think I'm thinking anything funny of you, but I don't want her being comfortable sitting in any man's lap except her father and my father. Because I know my dad, I know he raised me, and I know her father. We may have had our issues, but I know he's not anyone that's going to molest a child. I don't want any other male putting her on their lap. So I don't trust anybody with my children. And that even means family members. What a lot of you do is you know your family members, you know what they're like, but you can trust them with your kids. That is so stupid. Like, you know them, you would know your family, you know what kind of family you came out from, so you should know Uncle such and such that used to brush up against me. Why the hell are you going to trust your little kid with that? Okay? Another thing that you guys, especially you ladies, I'm speaking especially to you ladies. Another thing that you all are doing, you get a new boyfriend, and you are so busy trying to make the ex-boyfriend or ex-husband jealous, you are putting your children in harm's way. Oh, look at what he bought for me. Oh, he just rubbed my feet. Oh, he just did. Do you know that most pedophiles go with women who have children? You know why? Easy access. Because now I don't have to go out and try to find a child to molest. All I have to do is be nice to her kids, and when she goes to work, I'm going to molest them kids. Okay? So you don't trust people with your children because you have a right to be careful who you are dealing with and to make sure that you know people before you're bringing them around your children. And as a mother, you shouldn't have boy or girl child in that house with somebody who is not their father. And you're going to walk at nights. I heard too many stories about that. Too many stories. Okay? So you need to start to protect those children. God gave, the idea of families is so that the children have adults to protect them.
Yeah.
What the heck good is that?
Yeah.
If you're going to have your kids and put them in harm's way because of fame, or because you got a new boyfriend and he buy this for you and buy that for your kids, you ever think that's a damn butter up that he's giving? And you fathers out there, you're not going to get away with this from me either. Okay? I know of a dad. The things didn't work out with him and the mother. But whenever she was dating somebody and things were getting, he would always tell her, don't carry anybody around my child. And when he'd see that she's getting serious with somebody, first of all, he was always in his daughter's life. But he goes and he dressed real serious, and he goes shake that man's hand and let him know, I'm such and such father. Okay? And let him know what his expectations are. He wasn't jealous. He wasn't trying to cause problem for her. But he want that man in her life to know, this one got a father. Okay? So if you do something wrong with my daughter or my son, you're going to answer to me. And a lot of you fathers are not showing up. Granted, maybe the mother is making it hard for you to see that child. But you have a right to say, listen, we're over. I have nothing against you. But I want to make sure that I meet your boyfriend. Now, don't be the kind of dude that is acting all jealous and giving her problem when she have a boyfriend, because then she won't want you to come. So there's many sides to that. Come around her new boyfriend. But make sure that you have a good working relationship with the mother of your children, so that when she is getting serious about somebody, that you can go there and watch that man in his face and shake his hand. Okay? He's going to think twice to mess with your child. Okay?
And I respect that, but I also, I'm not sure about an ex coming into my home and having any say about what I do. That I have a question on.
Meet me at a coffee shop.
Because men don't let you come around their girlfriends, and they'll bring those girlfriends around your kids at any point in time. And do not be fooled to think that women will not molest children too.
It doesn't happen at the rate of the men.
It may not happen at the rate, but I'm just saying, I don't know if I want any ex coming in to my home and dictating. I think if you are the parent who has guardianship of the kids, you just need to be on your P's and Q's. You need to be weary about what goes on, what's happening with your kids, and where they're going. Okay? You need to take on that responsibility. If you want to drag somebody, if you want to have the ex when they're with him, you better make sure that he knows, watch my kids. Don't just have anybody around my kids. Be careful with my kids. So...
Well, again, remember what I said, is that we know some of these guys who act a fool, and because they don't have that kind of relationship with that woman's not going to trust you coming, and I don't blame them anywhere near their home saying anything. So that's why I'm saying it's important, instead of dissing your children's mother and having a bad relationship, to foster a good relationship with that lady. To have that relationship where you could say, can we meet at a coffee shop? Not necessarily in the home, because I do have a problem with a dude that I'm not dealing with anymore coming in my home. I don't go in your home. Only time I need to know where you live is so that my kid is going to be over their house. I need to know your address. I'm not coming in. So I don't need you in my home. But I wouldn't have a problem if one of my ex said, my son is old and all that sort of stuff. But if he's small and my ex said, I really see this guy for love. But I'm like, if I say come by, or if I say bring them and have some donuts or Starbucks. Father, your children's life, but don't use it as some way to kind of control that woman. And mothers, don't use that ex-boyfriend to get the other one jealous and leave your kids in harm's way because you're blinded by, oh, my man, you see what my man got me? My man done did this. Oh, my man, he bought my kids this. Be careful. That's all I'll say. I could get long-winded with stuff sometimes, so I'm going to end it there. We're now at the end of this episode. And we still look forward to meeting with you each week via this medium and talking about different issues that are in your going on in all of our lives in some form or another, whether we know somebody or it's in our particular lives. And so we enjoy you looking with us. We have quite a feast when we're done. We have curry turkey. We have Spanish jambalaya rice mixture. And we have salad, and we have dessert. I don't know what we have for dessert, but we have dessert, we have drinks, we have sour drinks. So when we're finished we have our own after show. We sit around and eat and chat, and I think we have a meeting coming up. So we will see you on the next episode of Caribbean House Talk. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bringing QXTV to you on YouTube has been a real labor of love. But we're going to ask one little favor. That you click on the like option below and the subscribe option below. That's right, like us and subscribe to us. And if you want to know every time we load up a video, you can click on the notification bell and that will let you know every time we load up a video. But if you don't want to necessarily know every time we load up a video, you just want to like us and subscribe to us, just click on those options below so that we can continue bringing you this channel for years to come. Thank you for watching QXTV.